So last night before the storms went through Marysville, we got enough mulberries off the trees to be able to do the shrub recipe that I have in my post on mulberries. These are bruised because they were shaken off the tree in a hurry. So I don't want to, you can see here in the pan where it's juicy. And these are kind of mashed up. I don't want to try and freeze these because they're not gonna come out very well or hold up very well, and they'll probably stick all together in the freezer. So I am making the shrub. Can't speak this morning, guys. I'm making the shrub because I'm gonna smash them up anyway. I also have been making jelly out of the mulberries that we shook off the tree. And that's the difference between we walk up and we pick individual berries and those I freeze. The smashed ones that are shaken off onto sheets, I don't freeze. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like I'm gonna get about 6 times my recipe, and the recipe calls for 1.5 cups of mulberries, and I'm kind of taking out any sticks and things as I go. One thing that I hear people say is, oh, I don't like to do mulberries because it's so difficult to take off all the stems. Don't take off the stems. That's silly. There's no reason to take off the stems. Those just go right into, you can eat them, they go into your recipes. There's no reason to worry about that. So that's going to be my mulberry part of the recipe. And now I'm going to add the sugar. Oh, you guys, my brain isn't working really well because we had storms so late last night and I was up with it. So I think I just said 5 times. We'll see. So the recipe is 1.5 cups of mulberries to 3/4 cup of sugar. So I'm gonna do this little doohickey 5 times now. And I'm just leveling it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm gonna smash those down. You can do it with your fingers. I'm probably just gonna do it with my fingers because I forgot to grab a tool. If you've got sort of a manual potato masher, that's a great thing to do. I wanna get the sugar all blended in here. And I'm gonna smash these berries down so that the sugar and the berries and the juice that they produce will blend together. And this will be the first part of the recipe. Let's see, anything else? This is, these are coming off of black mulberry or red mulberry trees, these black ones. I could do it with white mulberries, but it wouldn't have the fun color. And in a shrub like this, to have that deep purple color is more, I think, exciting. So if you have leaves and stems, you don't really need to pick them out, but I am, just as I'm kind of stirring this up, I can see that I've got some stems that have been in there, and you can see that it's starting to turn to goo. It's starting, the sugar is breaking down. These are very delicate berries, so it doesn't take much. I'm not even smashing this with my hands. Just kind of stirring them around with the sugar. You can see that they're already starting to break down. The fruit itself is so delicate that it doesn't take much to break the walls of those little berry parts. So it's already starting to turn to juice. I'm gonna sit this in the refrigerator now for 24 hours. And it's going to sit and macerate. And I want this to really kind of fall apart down to just juice. And I will film tomorrow at this time. If you come back, I will share what the next step is to get a delicious shrub. If you haven't had a shrub before, some people who have come to our soda bar have had a non-alcoholic shrub. You can mix it with seltzer water. I'm going to add vinegar to this. It's going to be vinegar and sugar and fruit. And I make it creative and add a couple other flavors in here. This is going to make a good amount of shrub. Shrubs were traditional drinks that are intended to cool the body, and we're going into a heat wave this week, and it is going to be a really good time for a shrub. They make really nice cocktails, or they are kind of like the original Gatorade. They make a really nice non-alcoholic drink to sip when you are just overwhelmed with the heat. So you can see here, I've got a lot of good juice and a really gross hand, but I'm gonna clean up and get this into the refrigerator, and I will meet you back here for the next step.